We welcome you to Catch Table and Tap in Maryville for our 2024 Valpo Coaches Tour. And Coach Roger Powell has joined us first. We're going to talk to a number of the coaches throughout today, but we welcome you to the show, whether you're watching here in person or on the radio side as well. Coach, great to see you. How are you doing?
Oh, man, doing great. Great to see you again, too.
Yeah, it's been quick. I think last time I probably saw you might have been your introductory press conference. I was there for some games this year, but helped on the broadcast once or twice, but we didn't have a chance to chat. You're a busy guy during those, so evaluate year number one at the helm of Valpo basketball.
You know, it was awesome being back. I thought that we did a good job of bringing some good young talent in. You know, obviously the Cooper Schwigger kid being freshman of the year and Isaiah Stafford having some big games. Obviously we were really young and inexperienced, and year one in a conference like this, it's hard to win a ton of games. But I felt our team fought, they battled, they got better. And, obviously our last regular season game, we beat Illinois State and, got some good momentum. But I will say this, the exciting thing is, Cooper Schwigger, who was freshman year, came back, and Isaiah Stafford came back. And Darius DeVario, who made a huge jump in his first year playing for me, came back. So in a league where a lot of guys left, a lot of coaches are gone, I'm able to keep our best guys. So really excited going forward to make a big jump in next season.
What do you think the key is to keeping those guys, to keeping talented players around?
I think the big thing was, nowadays you have to give your players an experience. They have to believe in your vision. You have to treat them well, and we were able to do that. And, I think it's a credit to our staff and just the ability to develop guys. Cooper Schwigger was a kid that didn't have a lot of recruitment, a lot of offers out of high school, and ends up being the freshman year in the Valley. I mean, that's an evaluation thing that our staff did a good job of evaluating him. So, I think those are things that's going to help, and, I think that helps building Valpo the way Valpo is supposed to be built, something that we can sustain, success.
You talked about the guys who are coming back. How about some of the guys you might be excited about who are going to be coming on campus this fall?
Oh, there's so many. Jessic McNair is a freshman that I think he's primed to have another really good, freshman showing, just like the Cooper Schwigger kid. All right, a kid that I got from the same place that Cooper came from, Link year prep in Missouri. He's coming in. He's going to have an opportunity as a freshman to have a big impact. And then we went out and got some transfers. A big strategy for us was to get some transfers that had some big-time experience. Devon Ellis came from Maryland Eastern Shore, double-digit scorer, started his whole sophomore year there. We're going to have him for 2 years. Another kid, Jefferson Montenegro, transferred from Western Michigan, started 60 games, had multiple 20-point games, a bigger, good-size point guard that can play point in the two. So we went out and added Isaiah Shaw, who is Homer Drew's grandson from Grand Canyon, a program that has won. And, he's had some big games for them, a 6'8" that can really shoot, and something that we really needed, size and shooting. So really excited about what we were able to do in the transfer portal, along with some good young freshman talent that's going to be in a part of our program for a long time.
I'll give you one more before we go to Coach Evans next. When you look at the conference, there was obviously some shakeup. We talked about some players who are in and out, and the transfer portal makes every conference crazy, but had some coaching changes as well, guys moving on to different jobs. So what do you think is the landscape of the conference next year? Pretty similar still to this year, or a little bit different?
The Missouri Valley is an amazing league. These new coaches are going to come in. They're going to do a great job. But I do think we have a window. 15 of the top 16 players in our league have all transferred. And, I think it was like the numbers like 40-something out of, like 42 out of like 50 starters are like gone. So we're able to keep 3 of ours. And I think that is something that is going to help us take advantage of this window to be successful. Now, once we get the momentum, we can continue to keep our guys. I think we have a chance to kind of crack the Missouri Valley and be really competitive next year, and hopefully the next year or so win it. But a big thing is going to be just like this landscape, NIL, raising money, being able to take care of the guys that are staying, that are passing up bigger deals to stay at Valpo. That's going to be huge to be able to help us sustain the success that we're building.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck this coming season. And before you know it, it'll be we're thinking about the colder weather, and the only good news I always say about colder weather is basketball. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
we'll have it coming up for you. That is Roger Powell. He will have his second season coming up. We'll have Mary Evans right after this quick break. Basketball coach. And so, Coach Evans, good to see you. You have your 7th year coming up here pretty soon, and exciting times, right? What do you like about what's coming back? What do you like about what's coming in? Evaluate your season from last year.
Yeah, I think we played a lot of young kids last year, with only having one senior in the starting lineup, the majority of the conference play, and having 3 freshmen start from pretty much January on. So, I like that we have the 3 freshmen coming back. Leah Ernest is coming back. I think we had a really, really good spring. The team really did a nice job, not only working hard in the weight room and in our individual workouts, but I thought they did a great job continuing to gel. And then I think my staff did an excellent job getting out into the transfer portal and filling some needs. I think that will continue to help the players that we have get better.
Today's game is so much about that portal and everything like that. So it never ends, and you're constantly recruiting your own players. And I think I coach at the high school level. It's getting down there too. So as the season goes on, and you're thinking about that, and you're always cognizant of the big picture, how does that affect the way you're coaching in season, trying to make sure we're always looking at players and our own roster's got to be back next year, right?
Yeah, I think you can't ever expect anybody to come back. And, I'm very excited that Leah has decided to use her 5th-year COVID year with us. I thought keeping her was great. And I really, she stayed because she loves Valpo. She is a student athlete. 100% has taken advantage of everything that Valpo offers off of the court with her academics and with just gaining experience for her career. But I think you got to coach, and you got to coach them hard, but you just got to understand that you're going to be replacing. And I think it's more of a coaching. As coaches, we have to do a better job really developing and maintaining good relationships with high school coaches and with AAU coaches. So because there's always going to be kids in the portal, and there's always going to be kids leaving your team, and you've got to be flexible, and you've got to be willing to adapt your system and be ready to fill spots. And we're going to always recruit freshmen, and we're going to try to develop them, and we're going to try to keep them at Valpo for 4 years, and we're going to try to let them take advantage of what Valpo can offer them, besides just basketball and school. But, the school, depending on what you want to do, you can get your hands in a lot of things on campus, and with our proximity to Chicago, you can really build your resume for your career afterwards. And so we want to recruit young people that will fall in love with the university, and it'll make it harder for them to want to walk away.
Coaching style, I think that's been another thing that's changed over time. The evolution of basketball was the inside-out game, which a lot of teams still play that, but ultimately the three-point shooting is important. You guys had a good year last year doing so. Where have you gone as a coach? Is that the biggest emphasis for you now?
Well, it's a big piece of it. You've got to be able to create space, right? And when you can make threes at a high rate, or take threes even at a high rate, you create more space. And we're blessed to have a team with a lot of gifted drivers. Obviously Leah as a 4-5 can really drive her matchup, and the twins do a great job with that as well, Sinai and Nevaeh. And so when we went out into the portal, we wanted to make sure we were bringing kids that can stretch the floor. And it's just really hard right now, especially at the mid-major level, because it's hard to get really big post players that are skilled, because those kids are going to Power 5 or P4 or whatever you want to call it now. You've got to be able to recruit versatility and kids that can do a little bit of everything, and they've got to be able to shoot from that perimeter.
Last thing for you, Coach. We mentioned the twins, obviously, the Jackson sisters. Yeah. What's it like going through a recruiting process where you can kind of fill 2 holes at once? Probably makes your life a little bit easier once you pull that off.
It does. They complement each other really well, and they're amazing young women. The positivity that comes out of them daily is great, and high energy, and I'm a pretty introverted person and don't talk a lot, and it's nice to be able to have them plop down in the office, and I don't really have to open my mouth. They just kind of talk at me, and I shake my head a lot and laugh, and they're wonderful young people, and that whole freshman class really bonded well together last year, and I'm excited to watch that group of 5 really grow and what they can accomplish as a freshman class moving forward.
Coach, thanks for the time and best of luck on the upcoming season, okay?
Awesome, thank you.
All right. Coach Evans with the women's basketball side. We'll have Coach Avery on the volleyball side coming up after this.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for health care expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently 2.27% APY. Visit www.techcu.org. Contact any branch or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
I build Notre Dame.
I build Notre Dame.
I build Notre Dame.
We build Notre Dame.
We build Notre Dame. Then and now. Come build Notre Dame with us.
Welcome you back to Catch Table and Tap here in Maryville with our Valpo Coaches Tour. I want to remind everybody, too, who's in the area, the final stop tonight at Zayo Island for a community meet and greet, 5:30 p.m. So if you're in the Valpo area or around here, it's not that far, right, Coach? You just take in 30. It's really easy. Everyone come out to play some golf, some family fun, and meet the coaches as well. You guys were at Barnes & Noble this morning, right?
Yes, it was a great experience.
Good. Meet a lot of folks up there?
Yes. One of the greatest things that I think about Valparaiso University is the community of Valparaiso and Porter County, and it was a lot of fun to be there with the community members and show our faces and invite them to games. And, when the stands are packed, it's much easier to play and a lot easier to win. So we're hoping that community will come out and support us.
Well, speaking of which, the Valpo community, the Valpo University Athletics Department, you are entering year number 23. So if you didn't believe in it, you wouldn't still be here, right?
Correct.
You are now the department's all-time winningest coach, 489 wins. You passed Emery Bauer, who the baseball field is named after, of course. And what did that mean to you to have that kind of historic number now next to your title and resume?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm old. I've been there a really long time, but you reflect back on when you started and, the kids that you brought in that, you were hoping would believe that you could win some games here at Valparaiso University, and they kind of started the trend, and all the assistant coaches I've had and the support staff over the last 22 years has been remarkable. And like I just said, I've decided to stay at Valpo for many reasons, and I really believe in the school and I believe in the community. And, selfishly, I guess, I really love that I'm a female and that there's a female winningest coach at Valparaiso University. And, when I was growing up, there weren't a lot of female athletes to look up to in this profession. And for a variety of reasons, I think a lot of people want to be moms and, be good moms and be good wives. And, I am proof that you can be a great wife and a great mom, or I hope I am, and be a great coach also. So I think it's important that I'm a good role model to all these women that have been through my program for the last 22 years.
So with that said, what made you get into coaching in the first place?
Yeah, I loved sports all my life, basketball, everything, football, basketball. I grew up in a really big, my mom was one of 10, and I had uncles who played college basketball. I had cousins that played college basketball, so we were a sports family, and sports was kind of all I knew growing up, and I always loved playing sports. I ran track, I played basketball. I was not a great student. I didn't love school. And for me, what was I going to do after college? And really, I went to college because I was able to play Division I volleyball. So it was like, what can I do next to stay? I love competition. I love being competitive. So that was kind of naturally the next step for me to take, is to try to stay in coaching. And then my love of competition grew into love of teaching, love of being a great role model. So it's really taken a fun little step, I guess, forward every year in my coaching of something new and different. So that's how I got into it.
One last thing for you, Coach. These are real quick interviews. Next year, why are you excited about it?
So excited. Probably on paper and hopefully in person, one of my better recruiting classes in my 22 years. We have a couple All-Americans, AAU All-Americans on the roster. I think a couple diamond in the rough area girls, local girls, in terms of Northern Indiana, Southern Michigan girls that I think are off the radar. And that's kind of how we've built the program here. A lot of local talent in terms of Northern Indiana. So we are very, very excited. We're going to be very young. We're going to have 9 freshmen coming in and only 2 seniors. So we might take our hits this season, but very much looking forward to the future of Valpo volleyball.
Coach, I appreciate the time, and I know all the fans are as well. So good luck next year, okay?
Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Karen Avery with the volleyball program. Landon Fox, the football coach. Next.
You like to work with your hands, creating something from nothing? Then think about Laborers Local 41. You'll get 432 hours of apprenticeship training, all while earning a wage with benefits and incurring no student debt. You'll travel to different job sites, learn tons of skills, and in a lot of cases, be the first one on and last one off a job site. It all starts at laborers41.com.
Have you ever considered becoming an iron worker? Local 395 is now accepting applications for their apprenticeship program. Go to ironworkers395.com. Look under the training section, click on apprenticeship, and scroll down to the application. You must be 18 years old, have a high school diploma or GED, and you must be physically able to perform the work of the trade. Find out more by calling the apprenticeship school in Lake Station at 219-962-7675 or visit ironworkers395.com.
Back here at Catch Table and Tap in Maryville, our Valpo Coaches Tour continues, as we said. You guys will be out, and all the coaches will, at Zale Island a little bit later at 5:30 p.m., so join the folks out there. Meet the coaches. You play a little golf, too, if you want, right, Coach?
Right, a little mini golf.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That's about my golf game right there.
I was going to say, you have a chance ever to get out there?
Yeah, we played a decent amount of times with my family.
Okay.
And then the cool thing is we actually have a annual putt-putt champion for the guys that stay in the summertime for the football players. Yeah, so it's fun.
Does that encourage them to stick around a little bit more?
You try to do those things. You know, in all seriousness, you want to provide an experience that they enjoy, because a lot of it's really hard.
Sure.
And so you want to provide experience where they can spend time with each other, build those relationships, and to me, in a selfish way, because when you build those relationships, now they're playing for each other.
Right.
Versus, when they go out to that field, not just for themselves, but for their teammates.
Well, take us a bit through that summer regiment that you guys do and how it prepares them for the season.
Yeah, it was exciting. Today was our first day that we actually got to get out on the field. 3 years ago, roughly, we get 8 hours with them in any format of the off season. And so about 3 years ago, they allowed us to do 2 hours of football. And so it's kind of a traditional practice, if you will. There's some rules, a little bit different rules that you have to make sure you follow. But you have your lifting on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we get to go out Wednesday morning and essentially have a practice. And it's fun because you're not preparing for a game. So for myself, you become a lot better teacher, coach, because you're a little more patient. You don't have that urgency of, hey, we got to get ready for this game.
Year 6 for you coming up. As you just asked me, how's it going? I said, it's going fast. This show, my whole life, I don't know. It's hard to believe we were back here already a year from last year, but can you believe you're already in year number 6?
No, not at all. And what was fun is to see that first class that we recruited now graduate. And not that all graduations and the relationships that you build, but just like, wow, to be able to come in here and recruit these young men and then build a relationship with them for the 4 or 5 years and then see them graduate and then go on to their career. It's exciting. It's fun. And lifelong, those are going to be lifelong friends.
For you for next year, where are you guys at with the roster? What's most exciting?
Yeah, I would say this with the roster, it's ever evolving. They actually allowed you to increase numbers for roster to 120, so that's unique. The transfer portal is very unique and from the standpoint of you will recruit positions of need throughout the summer. So that's different than it used to be years past when you hit, when you were done in February with the recruiting class, you were done. And now it's all your focus was on your current team. And now you have to balance current team to recruiting. So it becomes a little bit more challenging. I'm excited about the team we have coming back. We have 3 really good quarterbacks. So just in that competition alone of like, hey, who's gonna win that spot? I think that's kind of resonates throughout the team. We've had the opportunity now to build some depth, and when you have that competition, it makes your team better. And so we're excited.
Coach, I appreciate the time.
Thank you
so
very much. Yeah.
And we'll see you later at Zero Island, right?
Sounds good, Sam. Thank you.
Have your putter with you, okay?
We'll bring it out.
Right. That's Coach Fox, who is the head football coach. We'll have Maggie Kramer, who is with men's and women's swimming, next.
If you're thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or your business has plans to break ground on a new project in 2024, Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's best electricians. With IBEW Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals.
Doc's Smokehouse, located at 1420 Calumet Avenue in Dyer, is the place to go for the best Southern-style barbecue in Northwest Indiana. Choose from hickory smoked brisket, pork, ribs, sausage, turkey, chicken, and wings for your main plate. Or maybe pick a couple. Don't forget the sides: potato salad, Bacardi beans, collard greens, and mac and cheese to complement your meat choice. Visit docsbarbecue.net for more information on specials and restaurant hours.
Welcome you back to Catch Table and Tap here in Maryville as we continue our Valpo Coaches Show, part of the Valpo Coaches Tour of today, June 5th, and again later today at Zale Island at 5:30. If you can get out there, we welcome Coach Maggie Kramer now to, it's not a stage, but it's our interview section. Coach, how are you? How was your number 5 as you get ready for year 6?
Yeah, year went really well. We had a lot of school records broken. Our men's team had the most wins that we had, and a couple of decades, and our women's team did really well too, scored the most points that they did in the conference meet since we moved to the Valley. So it was a great season for us.
What's key for you guys to continue to build on that in this coming year?
Yeah, we have a good recruiting class coming in. We have most of our returners are back, so it's just a matter of trying to get a little bit better, working on different things with our technique to try to improve and get faster, like things with our starts and turns and underwaters and that type of thing, and just building a good team culture.
I will admit that we spend a ton of time in the area. I coach baseball. We cover a ton of basketball. This is Indiana, right? It's supposed to be a thing, Football is well for us in the fall with high school stuff. We pay a lot of attention. So I kind of have an idea of where the region is, where the state is in terms of recruiting. But where is the spot to go when you're looking for players in Northwest Indiana maybe, or around the state or other places? Where are you getting some of the best?
We have people from all over the country. We even have an international swimmer from Colombia. We have a girl on our team from Puerto Rico. We have a lot of people from the Chicago area, a lot of people from Indiana and the Midwest, but we also have people from Washington State and Texas and Pennsylvania, Florida. So we have people from all over the place. Swimming's very popular in this country, and there's a lot of good states to recruit from.
So some of the ones that are out of the country, when you're recruiting them, you get to go to Puerto Rico instead of no?
No, we don't have that kind of budget.
Okay, you might have to maybe build in a family vacation at the same time. Speaking of which, balancing that and coaching obviously is a big thing. So we've talked to a lot of these coaches up here trying to figure out time and stuff like that, and it's not easy, I know. So how do you do it?
I mean, it's a lot of hours. It's got to be done, so I put in the work and do it, make sure I have enough time to be energetic on the pool deck and do what I need to do there, but also do all the recruiting and logistic things behind the scene.
Talked about a number of things that both men's and women's teams did well last year. Men's team to its high dual meet win total in a single season, at least a quarter of a century. The women's team to its highest dual meet win total against Division I competition, nearly a decade. and the women scored the most points in a conference championship meet since joining the Valley this past year. So as you said, that's a lot of good things to build on. So what's the message to those players that are coming in, and how do you maintain it?
I mean, maintaining is just continuing to work hard in the pool and, have good attitudes, continue with our good team culture and, continue to set those process goals, what we need to do in the pool, what they need to work on. And, they continue to do that, they'll get better and, the results will show at the conference meet and all those other meets.
Coach, appreciate the time. Thank you for stopping by, and good luck with the putter later at Zero Island, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Step aside real quick, and Vincent Walker, who is with track and field and cross country, coming up after this.
You gotta catch up. Yeah. I'll catch up with you. I'll be right back. I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, what's up, boy? Hey, Ryan. Not tonight, man. Not tonight. Oh, yeah. You guys got Ryan. Hey, come on. Let's go. Come in.
Are you searching for a college where you belong? Calumet College of St. Joseph wants to know you and give you the support you need to succeed. Are you worried about how you'll pay for your degree? 95% of our students receive financial aid, including scholarships and grants. Need some extra help with your classes? You'll benefit from our small class sizes, free tutoring, internship planning, faculty mentors, and so much more. Come experience our accepting, supportive college family for yourself. Schedule your campus visit and apply at ccsj.edu.
I have a chance now to look inside the track and field and cross-country side of things. Coach Walker, third year for you coming up. How are you doing?
Good. Having a great time, building off some big success from the first 2 years, so excited for year 3.
What's been the biggest key, you think, to some of that success so far?
Yeah, I think a big part of it's just been a shift in our team culture. I think in our sport, it gets really easy to get lost in the sense of thinking of it as a team sport, right? You got throwers and sprinters and jumpers and distance runners that are all over the place doing different things on the track, in the fall, on the course. So trying to get the team to realize that we're running for something bigger than ourselves, right? And we're throwing for something bigger than ourselves. And that's just been huge. It's really easy to talk yourself out of having a good day or hoping for that big PR. But, when you realize there's other people that are counting on you to perform at a high level, it has helped us kind of find that success, and it's been crucial for us.
Let's talk about some individuals who had some of that success last year. Micah Mullings, pair of podium finishes for you guys at the indoor championships, long jump and triple jump. Evan Walda and Simeon Aim both had strong distance careers for seniors. So let's talk about Mullings first, and then some of those guys who are outgoing.
Yeah, Micah's an awesome guy to begin with. I mean, he's very good at just staying neutral at a meet, right? I think a lot of people get caught up when just the jitters and getting overstimulated going into competition. He's the guy who will be sitting there on the bench in the middle of watching his competitors jump, just sleeping, and I think it kind of throws his competitors for a loop, like, man, this guy's not on or paying attention, and then he comes down the runway with a huge jump to take the podium or to, win a competition. So he's great at just, performing good day, bad day. He kind of forgets about it and rolls into the next week. So.
How about those two guys, Evan Walda and Simeon Aim, who are both wrapping up some strong careers for you? What do they mean to your program?
They've been crucial since I got here. I mean, they were two guys that just bought into my vision right away, and I kind of told them that, we can be a team that can be a threat in the Missouri Valley and start knocking on the door of some national competitions and things like that. And I mean, those two are two of the best guys ever wear the brown and gold across their chest. I mean, they've been great leaders on campus and in the team. Academically, they're huge influences, and on the team, they're just great role models, right? I mean, they've hold every distance record from 1,500 up to 10K, and they're going to be some two big people to lose.
What's most important, last thing for you, to maintain some of this success and keep this program trending in the right direction?
Yeah, I think the big part of it is keeping our younger class motivated. So last year we brought in one of our best freshman classes on both the men's and women's side. This year we're bringing a class that's even stronger. So just keeping the vision alive and knowing that, hey, we want to win a conference title and we want to keep improving on this stuff and having them buy into that vision And I think it will be somewhat exciting to watch for the next few years because that's certainly where we're going.
Coach, appreciate the time and continued success, okay?
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Brian Schmack in the baseball program coming up right after this.
Your Medical Minute, brought to you by Community Healthcare System. Did you know playing golf can be good for your health and your heart? Playing golf regularly can help you stay fit, improve muscle tone and endurance, and lose weight and body fat. It's known as the lifetime sport that anyone can enjoy at any age. Even though golf is a low-impact sport, you can still get injured. To help prevent golf-related injuries, it's important to maintain good flexibility and strength, as well as utilize proper body mechanics in your swing. Experts recommend players learn proper golf swing techniques. You can now work with a Titleist Medical certified professional at the Golf Swing Clinic at Fitness Point to evaluate the body mechanics of your swing. For more information, visit comhs.org/golfswing or call 219-703-2447.
Back here at Catch Table and Tap, now look for one of the sports I love the most, which of course is baseball. I'm biased, but Coach Smack is with us. Coach, good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, how was the season for you? It was a bit unique, I think, as far as some of the, we'll get to a little bit of the senior day stuff that happened with you guys and relationships that were on that, but season overall for you.
It was good. A little disappointing because we did have an older class and we thought we were going to do a little bit better, but it just kind of talks about the strength of the conference in the league, right? I mean, you got Evansville's in the Super Regionals, Indiana State last year in the Super Regionals, which are equivalent to basically the Sweet 16, right? So the baseball's incredible, and we just need to kind of, play a little bit better and sort of catch up a little bit. But what a tremendous group of guys we had.
When you have a senior group like that, what's most important then as they go out the door and the new guys are coming in? How important is that transition? Do you emphasize that to your guys to really be leaders, captain type guys? Or do they just do it naturally?
You hopefully do it naturally, right? I mean, and the freshmen, you tell them to pay attention, right? Because this is how it's supposed to be done. These guys know the way we're supposed to play baseball. And hopefully as they start to mature that they've, started to get that to the younger guys as they become older guys. So hopefully it happens organically, but sometimes you have to push that through.
You played at a high level, and guys who even get to just, we call it the next level from high school, right? Every time it's the next level. Yeah. But high school to college, you go from a senior being the big guy to being a nobody on a freshman team unless you're just an otherworldly stud, right? And then all of a sudden, if you get through college, you go to the minors or something, you back to the bottom of the totem pole. So talk a bit about that dynamic of always having to reset and be the guy who's learning from an older person in the program.
Yeah, and we talk in the recruiting process that the transition from high school to college is probably the biggest one you'll make, right? Mm-hmm. The speed of the game is just so much faster, and even when guys get to pro baseball, I mean, we're facing guys that are 97 to 100 in college, so it's not 105 to 110 in pro baseball, but in high school it can be from 85 to 95. So the biggest adjustment these high school kids have to make is just the speed of the game, and everything has to tick up. So I think as they mature, they can help the younger guys say, hey, listen, you got to be ready right when you come in, right? There's no time to waste anymore. So, and we've had a lot of guys that have kind of helped with that transition.
Obviously, you're getting guys from different parts of the country all over the place, but coaches, no matter where they're at, they always want to get at least some of their players from right around their own backyard. So what is the state? Evaluate if you had any opportunities to see it this year. Obviously, busy with your season too, but where's high school baseball at around here?
It's actually really good. I think the region has good players, right? And unfortunately, a lot of them want to go south, right? And that's kind of the things that we have to deal with. We actually, as good as the state of Indiana is, don't get many kids from the Indianapolis area because I think, again, the South thing really does matter in baseball because it's an outdoor sport and the time of the year we play. So, we've got to do a better job, I think recruiting of the region a little bit more, but unfortunately, kids kind of want to go away. So it's kind of the thing we have to battle a little bit.
Yeah, I get the weather thing for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's finish on this. Your season coming to a close sort of ceremoniously with, obviously, your son was a part of it. Caleb Hanna's as well, his dad being a head coach at Indiana State. That had to be a unique day.
Yeah, pretty emotional, I think, on both sides, right? Because there's a lot of, firsts, but there's obviously a lot of lasts. And when you go from last BP, last lineup, last at-bat, last a lot of laughs. So I think on both sides, pretty special, right? You save the lineup cards, you do things like that just to try to kind of remember it, but, something we'll always cherish. And I think on both sides too, right? We were able to get Indiana State to play at our place on the last day, so, their coach could see his kid graduate or at least play his last game, and pretty special moment.
Coach, I appreciate the time, and best of luck next year, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate it. You too.
Absolutely. That is Coach Brian Schmack, who is the head man on the baseball side for Valpo. We'll talk to the head women's tennis coach, Bob Modesto, next.
Hi, it's Josh from Albert's Diamond Jewelers. For over 118 years, my family has been the Midwest premier jewelry and timepiece destination. Our family of dedicated professionals take pride in their commitment to creating a warm and personal experience for every individual who walks through our door. We are honored to be part of the Northwest Indiana community through the generations of families that we have served. We can't wait to see you at Albert's.
When you need immediate care, trust Community Healthcare System. With locations across Northwest Indiana, the immediate care centers of Community Healthcare System are ready to serve you. From sore throats and runny noses to cuts, sprains, and more, our team of skilled healthcare professionals will treat you and your loved ones and get you back on the road to good health. For more information, visit comhs.org/immediate care.
Chance to check in on the women's tennis program. Bob Modesto, the head man, entering year number 6. Coach, good to see you.
Great to be here.
How's the day been so far? You excited for golf golf later?
Tennis.
Not tennis for you playing, but mini golf later.
Yeah.
Oh,
we're excited for that. Yeah, it's a good time.
You
Little go-karts. I try.
What about regular golf?
No. I
tough.
spend all my time on the tennis court.
All right. You know what? Those are two sports that a lot of people, we always have joked for years. I coach high school baseball, and the running joke for a long time is, if you're not any good at baseball, coach will take you on the golf team, right?
Yeah.
But we kind of look back on it, and one of our assistants said this to us a year or so ago. Those guys that play golf, they might have made the right decision because you're playing. And tennis is the same way. A lot of people play tennis, and golf is kind of the two main sports you seem to play for a long time.
Yeah, lifetime.
Yeah. Let's talk about your team. 2018, we had, let me look at the right notes here, Coach. Olivia Sherwanka, that's where you want to start.
Yeah.
The Sherwanka sisters, both of them, big parts of your program.
Yes.
And you had Olivia last year, able to finish her playing career. We talked, I think, about this last year, but let's close the book on them. They're pretty important.
Yes, good. Both just terrific people, and had just storied careers, probably Hall of Fame careers for both of them. And Claire stayed on to be a graduate assistant and coach, and now Olivia will do the same. What's really neat is that both of them leave Valparaiso University with a doctorate in nursing. So they're nurse practitioners, but most importantly, a doctorate. And it's impressive to be able to leave with that kind of education.
Speaking of education, your team, what's important, obviously, is, the wins, losses, that all that matters, but you guys do a great job in the GPA department. You guys have won that award 3 years in a row.
We really take pride in putting the student and student athlete, and we really look for that award each year, and we've made it a tradition, and we continue to fight for that. So it's important. We want to win, and if you don't, I always say to them, if you don't want to win, then why keep score? So we really want to win, but in addition to winning on the field, we want to make sure that we're winning in the classroom.
You guys have been able to balance that because you've won double figures in each of the last 3 years. That had not happened since 2007. So where is that balance? How do you, as a staff, make sure your players understand the classroom's important, and so is winning? So how do we create that perfect balance?
We make some concessions. I'm a big advocate of whatever we do. You want to do 3 times a day. We eat 3 times a day. We want to make sure that we're playing our sport 3 times a day. And so I put a lot of emphasis on that. Everybody in Division I sports is practicing 2 hours a day, but we've got to do some hitting, some practice beforehand, and some practice after. That's what makes us great. But we're able to do that and still make concessions to say, hey, we're not going to miss a class. We're going to make sure we're doing things that we need to do academically.
Coach, appreciate the time. Best of luck on the mini golf course later. I was reading one of the notes that I got was you played 1 year, a few years back. You played tennis every day for a full year.
For a full year.
How do you? You never think like maybe not today.
I did. That was really a challenge. What happened is I started by just accidentally playing the first 5 days of the year, and I thought, I think I can do this every day. But there were challenges. Number one, a lot of places closed on Christmas, closed on Thanksgiving, so I had to find ways to get that done. You wake up, you're sick, you had to take some ibuprofen and get out there and play. So what a challenge. I'm happy I did that.
Coach, appreciate it, and best of luck in the coming years, okay?
Oh, great.
All right.
Thank you.
Coach Bob Modesto. We'll talk to Jill McCoy, who heads up women's golf after this.
Dream to become a teacher? Calumet College of St. Joseph supports your dream through our Transition to Teaching program, academically and financially. Learn how to teach students in a variety of settings while advocating for the needs of diverse students and building a professional learning network. Transition to Teaching students may also qualify for our full tuition Northwest Indiana Teacher Scholarship. Ready to get started? Visit ccsj.edu/T2T to learn more and apply today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Jason Rakos in Maryville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jill McCoy heads up the women's golf program at Valparaiso University. Coach, good to see you. Year 7 coming up.
Yes, it
excited?
is. Yeah, I am. I'm very excited, yes.
All right. How good are you? You got to be good at mini golf too, right? You excited about later?
I'm good at it, but I don't like it. It's not real to me.
I like that. I like that. So year 7 for you. Let's get an all-encompassing look at the first 6 years. Where do you think your team's been really successful, and where are you guys still trying to improve a bit as you enter year 7?
So when I started, I think we've gotten very successful being a team. I've really focused on bringing everybody together, practice together every day. When I started, they didn't. They practiced on their own. There wasn't a very good team atmosphere. So we've built a pretty good culture of spending time together, being together, practicing together, and just really creating that foundation that, look, we're going to win and we're going to lose as a team. It's a team sport. We still are just trying to continue to drive that competitive edge and continue to bring in new talent every year.
It's an interesting dynamic for you guys at the college level because everywhere else it's an individual sport, right? I mean, you think about the PGA and the LPGA, everybody's playing to be at the top of the leaderboard. If you go out with 3 or 4 buddies, you want to win, right? I mean, you want to play if you're playing in a scramble in a tournament, then it's more of a team. But how do you balance that dynamic of everybody else and your players thinking about, I've always, kind of played by myself. How do you get them here to do that?
I mean, it is a little bit difficult just because they're so used to playing for themselves and so focused on their own score. So while we're out on the golf course, I try to remember to keep them focused on the whole team. Like, hey, Anna's having a really good day. She's doing great. She's feeling good. Maddie's maybe struggling a little bit. So if you see her, encourage her. Just be aware of everybody else out there is with you, going through the same conditions, going through everybody's playing the same condition. It all looks the same.
Speaking of conditions around here, they're not always great. We were just talking to Coach Smack about the weather. I play plenty of golf. I don't know how good the golf is, but I play plenty of it, and I know that wind and cold temperatures can affect ball flight, all that different stuff. So how do you guys balance that throughout a season?
It's difficult in the winter, obviously. We do have a very, very nice indoor facility, so we're lucky to be able to actually hit balls and practice all season. But we have to be outside if there's no snow and if it's above freezing. I mean, you just have to learn how to play in the elements. Otherwise, you're just not ready for it when you actually have to go out and do it.
From a golf perspective, what are the challenges that you have to address as far as ball's not going to fly as far in the cold? The wind can obviously totally change a hole or even a course, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have wind charts. We learn how much a 5-mile-per-hour wind is going to affect the ball flight and how much a 50-mile-per-hour wind will affect it. We have charts for that. When we get to a golf course, we kind of use the scorecard and use the course map and figure out what direction the wind is traveling from across the golf course. So those are things we definitely talk about quite a bit, and just they have to be very aware that when it's 70 degrees and sunny, the ball flies a lot better than if it's 40 degrees and windy.
Coaching your daughter, influence on her playing golf overall?
I have been Caitlin's coach since she could walk. It's been a great experience growing up when she was younger. When she played in a tournament, competed through high school, I couldn't say a word. Kind of hard to keep your mouth shut sometimes. So it's been a great experience to be able to talk to her while she's on the golf course and competing, help her through some of the hard times and keep her grounded. We evaluate every hole, every stroke when she finishes it, but all in all, it's a great experience. A little bit of stress because you want them to do well, but great experience.
I'm glad you and I are not evaluating all my swings. We're going to be a lot of trouble. Coach, I appreciate your time, and best of luck this coming year, okay?
Great. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. That's Jill McCoy on the women's side. We'll have a look at the men's side after this.
Your Medical Minute, brought to you by Community Healthcare System. According to the CDC, a third of U.S. adults report that they usually get less than the recommended amount of sleep. Getting enough sleep is important to your health. Not getting enough sleep is linked with many chronic diseases, such as type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and depression. Lack of sleep can also lead to mistakes in the workplace and motor vehicle accidents. Adults generally need at least 7 hours of sleep per night. It is also important to have good sleep quality. Signs of poor sleep include not feeling rested after getting enough sleep, repeatedly waking up during the night, and snoring or gasping for air in the night. To learn more and take a sleep quiz, visit comhs.org/sleep.
Dave Gring is the longtime head coach on the Valpo side for men's golf, and he's going to help me with my golf game right now. We're going to forget the interview. Let's talk about how you're going to fix my golf swing.
Let's do it. Yeah, whatever it takes.
All right, but in all seriousness, I do have a little bit of trouble opening the club head sometimes. I've tried the overgrip. With the driver, I felt great for 2 months. Let's do this. Let's turn it into half interview, half me, okay? Explain why sometimes you can go through 6 months, even 3 months, a month, whatever it is. You feel great with this swing, and then all of a sudden it's gone. What is that dynamic?
Yeah, that's the fascinating thing about the sport. It's so multi-dimensional, and there's so many different aspects for it. All of a sudden, you get your putting game going, and then your driver, goes out the back door, and it's one thing after another. But there's so many intricacies, and you just have to practice all the facets. And then it's time-consuming, so that's what makes it challenging. Yeah.
I was talking with Coach Modesto, and I coach baseball, and our old head coach used to make a joke back in the day that, hey, if you're not good enough to play baseball, golf coach will take you, right? Now, we always have said those as staff since then. Reevaluating that, it's like, maybe those guys got it right, because here I am now 31, and I'm like, what do I really play? Am I still playing baseball, or am I playing golf? When is the first time you remember golf being a really important part of your life?
Yeah, I was 8 years old. I had just an eye injury at the age of 7, and I couldn't play any more contact sports, baseball, football, all the stuff that kids play at that age. So my dad was like, well, here's a golf club. And then I started playing when I was 8 years old. So, and it took off, and I've had that love for it ever since. So, yeah.
And you played it at a high level, obviously?
I guess it depends on what you consider a high level, but I played.
Talking about me here.
I am a Valpo University grad. I played 4 years, scholarship at Valparaiso University, and then played the amateur tour as far as during those summers there in college and so forth. I did not pursue anything more on the professional side, but I've been around the sport my whole life, and have thoroughly enjoyed it.
What's been key for you building this program where it is? There's tons of names to look at, and we'll examine some of these individuals, but what's been most important for you?
I mean, the most important, dimension, facet of it is always recruiting. I mean, that's our lifeblood. I think any of the coaches even before me probably said the same thing. That's what we're made of. That's our lifeblood. That's who we have representing us. That's the talent that's out there, and so forth. So that's really where it all starts. It starts with the players. Yeah.
Speaking of players, you had the MVC Golfer of the Year last year, Caleb Van Aragon? Aragon,
yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know better than me, right?
Yeah.
He earned an at-large NCAA regional berth as well. He's an important guy for you.
He is. He's just finished his 5th year. He was a 5th-year senior, so he just graduated here a few weeks ago, and he's our GOAT. He is literally the greatest of all time, statistically, both in the classroom, on the golf course, and then turned professional the Monday after he finished at the NCAA regionals. So he's now playing professionally and competing professionally, and we will miss him, but he created a great culture and a great work ethic for other players on our team to emulate. So wonderful young man.
Good news is this guy's coming back, Anthony Delasante,
Yes.
who won the National Golf Invitational, champion of a postseason national tourney. So he's back next year. Let's talk about the golf side first.
Yes. With the players?
With Anthony.
Yeah, with Anthony. So he'll be a senior this next year. I have 3 seniors. And Anthony will be our number 1 player. And he has a tremendous summer ahead of him with competitive tournaments. He just finished up at the U.S. Open sectional qualifying just a couple days ago, and he'll be very, very strong for us. He's 2-time MVC champion. Has been in the NCAA tournament, the regionals twice, and then won the national championship, as you just articulated, just a couple weeks ago. So a great competitor. He'll turn pro next summer, and but we're super excited to have him leading our team next year.
One last note on Caleb, as we mentioned, obviously turning pro, but if the golf thing doesn't work out, he was pretty impressive in the classroom too, wasn't he? Double major in bio and statistics, and as you said, he's turning pro, so he's got both sides of it handled. He could do either or.
He does. I mean, he's 4-time Missouri Valley Conference student of the year, golfer of the year. And he is he's a very talented person on multiple levels. Most importantly, he's just a tremendous young man, a tremendous individual. So he'll do well in whatever he's pursuing, as he has done to this point.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it. Next year, I'm bringing my clubs, and we're going to just a quick lesson.
Yeah.
It'll be really easy. We'll trade my services for this for the golf lesson, okay?
I love it. That sounds great. Thank you.
We have one more person we need to talk to, and as you said, Coach, got to save the best for last, right?
That's right. Yeah, for sure.
Interim Director of Athletics, Laurel Hosmer, coming up after this.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack & Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strack & Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strackandvantil.com.
Got one last person to talk to here on our Valpo Coaches Show, part of this Coaches Tour. Don't forget, a little bit later at 5:30 p.m., you can join everybody out at with the folks at Zale Island out there at 5:30 and do some golf. They were out at the Valpo Chamber networking event at the Barnes & Noble earlier this morning, so busy day. And Laurel Hosmer, I almost said coach, I'm so used to saying that. Laurel Hosmer is the interim director of athletics, joins us now. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I can't complain at all. The weather looks like it's going to hopefully change for you guys tonight, get a little bit better.
Looks like the sun's coming out. We're excited about that.
All right. How are you with the putter?
Terrible.
Terrible.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm not coaching for a reason.
Right. So where is, before we get into some of the important things here, We got to make everybody personable with people listening, right? So where is your sports background in? How are you in athletics? Because there's always a reason.
Yeah, so I played Division III soccer in
Okay.
upstate New York in college. I was a goalkeeper, so got to retire after that ends. But, I had a little bit of time as a restaurant manager after college, my former life. But, this career, it allows me to give back to the thing that gave so much to me growing up and all the way through college and really set me up for success. And it just, it fills up my cup every day to be able to give back in this way.
How did you get to Valpo?
By way of Philadelphia. I was working at St. Joseph's University for Jill Bodensteiner, who actually is from Valparaiso. And just, had a phone call about an opportunity here, and there's just a great opportunity to become the Deputy AD for Revenue Generation, and it was a job I would have written up for myself, and so just couldn't turn it down, and, 5 months later, here I am.
Yes, a busy and hectic 5 months, I would say, right? And there's a lot of exciting things going on with the athletic program, so let's get to some of those right now. Obviously, this event is one of those. This coaches tour, having your coaches out in the community. There's so much going on in the region. Obviously, high school is a big deal. It always has been. There's some smaller local colleges around in the area. And then you guys, obviously being the Division I school up here in Northwest Indiana, is kind of saying, hey, here we are, right? Let's come support us. So how important are these events?
These are really important, right? Like a lot of times what we're doing is we're asking our fans, we're asking communities to come to us, come support us, but an important part of that is coming to them and finding them where they are and meeting them out in the community where they go on a daily basis. And, this is our second year doing the coaches tour. Really excited to be a part of it. Really proud of putting our coaches out in front of the community in this way. We did another pillar event this past February. It's the inaugural all sports reunion. That's another important way to bring people back in different ways. So we want to continue to find these types of opportunities. AM Valpo this morning was awesome, right? We just went where our community is and got a chance to say hi and visit with them. And, we had a great breakfast this morning, and, we'll keep it rolling. And it's just great to see everybody out in the community.
For fans looking up some stats, some schedule, they want to be a part of tickets, you guys have changed a couple of things for them this year that you hope, and everybody does, that it will enhance the experience.
Yeah, we're really excited. We're going to be switching over our ticketing platform. We're really excited about, what it will be able to do for us, but most importantly, what it will do for the customer experience, right? They're just going to have the ability to look at where their seat is, pick it out. They're going to have a different level of interaction and interactivity with us, and really, whether they're a single ticket buyer or a season ticket buyer for all of our 4 ticketed sports, it's going to be a really enhanced and sharp opportunity, and we're excited to roll that out. Season tickets will be on sale either for purchase for football and volleyball or deposit for men's and women's basketball come July 1st, so stay tuned. And on top of that, we'll also be switching website providers for valpoathletics.com, and it's going to be a great enhanced online opportunity overall, right? When you're checking out the schedule, seeing what's going on, what's the latest, valpoathletics.com, still going to be the same URL, but it'll be an enhanced experience and platform all the way around.
From this past year, you guys had some highlights. We were talking with Coach Avery earlier. She becomes the all-time winningest coach in program history, one of the notes there. And obviously the success on the soccer side has been one of your better programs, especially the women's program. So talk a bit about some of that stuff that happened great on the field and the court last year.
Yeah, so, really proud of Coach Avery and everything she's done, just her level of sustained success and incredible teams year over year. Of note, our board actually passed a resolution to honor her, which is a really big deal, and we're looking forward to celebrating that this fall as well with her at a home game. As you mentioned, women's soccer, they won the regular season championship in 2022 and came back with a vengeance and won the conference championship this year, which was huge. And they traveled to Notre Dame in the NCAA tournament, and, Valpo showed up, our fans showed up, and we had a bigger crowd there than the Notre Dame did. And, it's awesome to see that. This spring we had some great success too. Caleb Von Aragon, who just graduated with 4.0 GPA. He got into the NCAA regionals as an individual player, Anthony Del Sante, also on the golf team. He played in the NGI with the whole team who got in, and he actually won it. So just a lot of success there, and exciting things to come.
Success happens in the classroom too. You referenced one guy, but as a team, every team at least a 3.0 plus on average for those. So pretty impressive dedication in the classroom too.
Absolutely, yep. And we had 6 programs with perfect multi-year APR scores, which is tied for the most in the MVC. So really proud of that. We just keep performing at an incredible clip, and we just have high achievers all around.
Fans always asking for information. They want to know when the tickets are, how they can get involved. So let's answer those 2 questions, right? Ticket sales coming up for football, volleyball, and both sides of the basketball programs. So when does that info come out?
So we'll be rolling out with a new platform on July 1st. So they'll be able to purchase season tickets for volleyball and football, and then they'll also be able to put deposits down for men's and women's basketball.
Okay. And last thing we want to get you on, they can buy their tickets, you buy your spirit wear, you buy all that different stuff. But, in today's world, the most important thing the fans might be able to do, for years the Packers had, we kind of owned the team. Now everybody's kind of part owners with these teams. You donate to the Valpo Victory Fund and the NIL Collective. That's going to help all the coaches around here that we've already talked to today continue to build their roster.
Yep, absolutely. So the collective's called the Victory Bell Club. The Valpo Victory Fund is where they can donate to support all of our student athletes. In addition to that, coming out to games, right, buying tickets, as you mentioned, but just, any way to get engaged and support us. But yeah, absolutely would encourage everybody to check out the Victory Bell Club and the Valpo Victory Fund.
All right, we appreciate your time, appreciate everybody's time, and hey, if you're going to pick up the putter list coming up later, I would look at 2 people, Coach McCoy, Coach Gring. They can help you out, make you respectable on that side.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll just claim whatever their score is. And
you know what? That's even a better idea. All right. Thank you to everybody, to Brandon Vickery, who's a big part of this.
Thank you.
To Laurel Hosmer, who's the interim director of athletics. All of our coaches. We talked to everybody here at Catch Table and Tap, including Jason Evans, the owner, and a former Highland Trojan. We got to get that in as a guy myself. Appreciate Robbie Geary as well. I'm Sam Michael. For everybody, this has been the Valpo Coaches Show, part of this Valpo bus tour. Catch them later at Zale Island at 5:30. You don't even need to bring your own putter. They'll have one for you. Until next time, and until next year, potentially, we will see you later.